My son is 7. He won't get to go to A's games at the Coliseum like I did when I was 7, 14, 21, 24, 35, and now 43 years old. It's a generational loss, and I tried to encapsulate here these 5 little clips of Coliseum moments. To be fair, I was born in 81. Rumor has it I went to my first A's game at the Coliseum in 82, right? So I can't speak to the 72, 3, 4 stuff. I know there's people out there listening who say, I remember it. Well, maybe I'm a little bit younger than you, so maybe I'm going to exclude a little bit of that, and I apologize, but I do want to recognize that. And actually, the first little clip here I want to begin with was actually June of 2023, and this was a long planned out, what they called a reverse boycott. I mean, who even knew what that terminology was until A's fans...
It's like fake news. It's like it's an invented term. We're how did this happen?
Reverse who, what, boycott what? So to figure it out, I mean, if you weren't in tune with it, you wouldn't really know, but I'll just say this. It was a night where A's fans, at least, finally got to voice their feelings and their opinions about how things were going and how the team had planned to go to Las Vegas and things were moving forward and public money had just got approved. And this is how the A's fans showed up that night.
You heard the crowd go silent and now getting very loud at the Coliseum.
This is not a perfect moment that this had to happen, right? But it was such a moment that Hogan Harris couldn't even pitch. The pitch comm wasn't... You hear Vince talking about it in the background. Pitch comm wasn't working because it was so loud, and that chant that broke out that was planned in the 5th inning, that's the fans doing right there. And I want to tribute the fans through all this who had to stick with this. They had no say in this. They had no control over this. But to at least get their voice heard in all of this, and that's more than most franchises could actually do. So as much as fans are going to get ripped for this and that, and that's totally undeserving, having the fans at least get their moment to stand up, and they really hadn't done one of those since. There was one reverse boycott. There was thoughts of doing another one and a third. It just didn't make sense. They made their stand. They made their mark. And so, you know what? If that's one of my final memories, at least it's of the fans, and it's the best they could do. I'll move on to something I do remember a lot more fondly. 1989, obviously the A's won the World Series. They did it in a sweep. So, unfortunately, the series concluded at Candlestick Park. And there was the earthquake, obviously.
You're going to mention the 10 days off and just saying you get to throw smoke twice, you know what I'm saying?
Game through it, yeah.
I just want to mention that. I just want to mention, you get to line them up again.
Stu's a cheater anyway.
I just want to throw it out there.
For the course.
Just mention, it was a sweep, but there was, it was a 10 days break.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think the Giants had it. The Giants were a great team.
I know, I just love hanging my hat on that. Well,
Hum baby just wasn't happening that fall.
I would tend to agree based on roster construction, yes.
But based on Dave Stewart's performance in Game 1 at the Coliseum, he shut out the Giants and kind of set the tone the rest of the way.
And down he goes here. So Stewart has his first strikeout 3 straight years with 20 wins or more. And down goes Maldonado. And Williams gone on strike.
Sorry, Matty.
He lived up to his old nickname there. And it's grounded to third, backhanded by Phillips, straightens up, and Stewart has his shutout.
There's a little celebration in the background. It's a trip to me to hear also like Al Michaels, somebody who I was still doing it, but is so iconic, talking about my buddy Stu. And I was an 8-year-old kid watching that and remembering that. So anyway,
that was pretty cool, by the way. Maldonado goes down.
Candy
using he takes his old nickname there. That was pretty cool highlight reel.
Matt Williams was the only guy who could actually hit off Stu, I think.
Unfortunately, Giant loss, but a great moment for A's fans.
Yeah.
And were you in the house for that?
Yeah, I was.
That's pretty cool, man.
Another thing I was actually there for was in 1991. Got to skip school on the first day of May. Ricky Henderson, for like a couple days in games, had been trying to get this steal that would break Lou Brock's record and get to 939.
You were at this game? Your parents took you out of school to go to this game?
Oh, I was there.
This is so cool. Go ahead.
And so Ricky, not only, again, he was having trouble getting on base. He couldn't get it. He got thrown out, I think, earlier in this game trying to steal. He finally steals third base, and I hope this is the Bill King call.
The A's having come from behind a 1-0 deficit. Ricky goes, a pitch taken, he's going to have it. He does. Ricky Henderson, no contest. steals third base, jerks the bag from its moorings, and holds it aloft, representing number 939.
Yeah, those are goosebumps that I'm getting right now, Copes. Like, that's, oh. And then I'd never seen a baseball game stop.
Yeah,
and then they gave Ricky the mic. His mom was out there. Lou Brock was out there. Obviously, I think Jose took the base out and did 40-40 a couple years before. But then Ricky pulls the...
and the famous quote.
Yeah.
Now I'm the greatest of all time.
The greatest.
My favorite thing Ricky could have done. You mean base stealer? No, just ever. Yeah. I'm the best there ever was. And it's on the table.
The field is named after him.
It's on the table.
Anyway,
Ricky.
it was such a cool thing. Again, I got to see in person, which was incredible.
Good boy, Rick.
Number 2, and this is not really a countdown, but then the second to last one here is obviously what they made a movie out of this. And Derek's dad, I think, was in the movie. And so you win 20 games.
Still get residuals.
I was going to say, are there royalties for that?
I'm still cashing checks, Brodie.
Like 20 cents.
And I say, how often does a team win 20 games in a row? Didn't Cleveland do it a couple years?
I think Cleveland did just a couple years ago.
Yeah. So it kind of got surpassed. But at the time when Hatteberg did this in a game where the A's were up by a bunch of runs and then gave the lead right back, and it was a tie game, and Hatteberg did this to get the 20th win in a row.
Now the pitch. Swung on. There's a high drive. Hit way back. Right center field. That one is gone. And it's 20 consecutive victories for the Oakland Athletics on an unbelievable night when they lost an 11-0 lead. And now they win it. Hatteberg is bobbed at home plate. The crowd comes back to insane life.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Just plain crazy.
Plain crazy. How do you explain it?
Well, and part of the reason that was so big is they broke the American League record for consecutive wins, right? The Yankees, I believe, had won 19 in a row back in the 40s or something. So for the first time in the modern era, a team had done it. The other thing was how they got to 20 is what I remember. Tejada in game 18 and 19, the two walk-off hits, galloping around the bases.
Right.
The fact that they got to 20 was incredible. Right. I'm getting chills thinking about Tejada winning the MVP that year, and after game 18 and 19, I want to say, I could be wrong, was this a Monday night? Or a
it was definitely a weeknight.
It was a weeknight, I want to say. And the part of the reason I remember that is because I remember one of the walk-offs, I want to say it was 18, was in the daytime for Tejada.
No, you're right. That's such a great point, too. We always celebrate 20, but the things that were required to get you into the last... I know. Those are the forgotten parts about getting to 20. I want to end it with this because, I could talk about personally my best memories, but professionally in covering this team for more than 16 years, probably closer to 20 years, going back to the Channel 36 days, but... The 2012 season was magical. They came in after kind of retooling and reloading in the winter of 2011. It was a season destined to be a losing record team. And they had about a 500 record at the All-Star break. They made a push in the second half, and guys like Coco Crisp and Yoenis Cespedes and Josh Reddick, and it was Bob Melvin's first full season as the A's manager. They ended up sweeping the entire final homestand, 6 games, and those final 3 that they won against the Rangers, game 160 punched their ticket to the playoffs, which was already oh my gosh, I can't believe they did that. Then they had to win the next 2 to try and win the West. It was wait, they won't do this, will they? They did win one game 61, and game 162, Josh Hamilton drops the baseball, and the A's win the West.
Tough man to strike out, but how fitting it would be. He struck out Michael Young Monday night, but he's punched out the side in the game that got the A's in the postseason. And these fans, a sellout crowd announced early. No tickets available, standing room only, and that's sold out. Fly ball, center field, Coco.
Ball game.
Western Division. The Oakland A's have shocked the Rangers and the baseball world, and they are the AL Western Division Championship. Unbelievable.
And it's the fact that I memorize those calls. Those are just moments to me. And now they're gone. They still exist, but there won't be any more after this weekend. You can see me right now. Yeah. You can see what's happening. I'm doing Papa right now. The voice is getting wobbly. I don't know. It's just, and it won't hit me until it's truly done. I mean, we're still got a heartbeat, we still got a pulse. But come Sunday, when the last game is played up in Seattle, really come tomorrow afternoon. I mean, 24 hours from this moment right now at 4:30 p.m. approximately tomorrow, the Coliseum will never host Major League Baseball again. This is the place where I learn baseball. It's hard. I tried not to have this moment, and I'm leaving at 4:30.
You got it in.
No, I mean, it's just I can't even stop myself. I cannot stop and hearing all that, and then thinking about what I'm about to go do tonight. It's just hard. This is never supposed to be right. Don't make a promo out of this, by the way.
Dude, that's why I hung back. I was like, this is prime cut stuff for the internet. I can't wait to throw this out there.
No, it's just
dude, this is real. This is raw. I mean, and your emotions have built over this. I mean, you started with a moment from last year, June 13th of 2023, the reverse boycott. And you built it up to two of the greatest moments in Oakland A's, especially in my lifetime. I mean, not as somebody who didn't grow up an A's fan, but went to so many games. Or you're talking the 20th win, then you think 18-19.
Yeah.
You think about that clinching the division, but the 5 games to get there, Coco sliding across home plate, doing the Bernie on home plate, right? That's when all that stuff comes out. So, I mean, you got me thinking about great moments. And I was there for Jason Kendall's walk-off steal of home against Francisco Rodriguez, right? When he tried to grab the ball and it got knocked away. Marco Scudero walk-off against Mariano Rivera down the line.
Hit the foul pole.
Pretty sick win, right? No, Mo hadn't blown one in years.
This is the song that my wife and I concluded our wedding to. Like, this, this song should stay in Oakland. This song can't go. It can't go anywhere else.
You guys own this.
I feel like Oakland should claim the right to Kool and the Gang. I don't know. This is the win song. So, and as much as I like it is, even this reminds me of like the post-game show starting.
Yeah.
We're on. But after this weekend, not anymore. So.
Well, Brodie, we're happy that you were here to celebrate this and talk about this and what the impact and magnitude was on you personally and on Oakland A's fans. And I know it hits you in a much different way. We are thrilled to have had you today.
Appreciate you, man.
We have been thrilled to have the opportunity to watch you on NBC over the last number of years. A text came in here, 805, says, please tell Brodie how much us Sharks fans love and miss him.
Yeah, I appreciate
we love
that.
you, Brodie, and you can always find Brodie on his YouTube channel. And I would guess more frequently on KMBR in the future.
Can I just say my last 3 words?
Please.
The sports leader.
Take it away.